recording. Hello and welcome, Sunshine and Bill. I'm really happy to share with you today, and we have agreed that we'll talk about our skincare protocols and what works for us. And Sunshine, I would love for you to go first because I know you've been trying some new things since last time we spoke. So
yes, in fact, I have. I'm very excited to try for the new skin. Well, for me, the new skincare line of Barrage, and there's 4 different steps, I guess you want to say. And so the first one is they have the Barrage Cleanser, which is this right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's upside down. Okay, there we go. Anyway, it's this. It's like this tube, and they have it in this like fancy tube thing already. I'm like, ooh, I feel high class, So anyway, so this thing, I've been using it I think I've been using it for about a week and a half already. Yes. So I've already had some compliments of like, oh, your skin's glowing or something. And I'm like, well, I go, number 1, I am using, this, and number 2, I got God's, shining his light through me. But anyway,
yes.
And then there's number 2. So there's the skin toner. So of course you do the cleanser, you go like this, wash it off. And then what I like to do is I like to use a paper towel versus a towel, because then our impurities are still on that towel, and say like if you use it, you put it back up there, it's gonna bring back the same things that you took off. So I started using it maybe about a year and a half using a paper towel, and then taking all this stuff off, and you can actually see what you take off. So then I do the toner. I use like either a cotton ball or one of those flat ones to squirt it maybe like 3 times, depending on whatever in your face. And then you just kind of, do that after. So that's the toner. That's this one. It's kind of cool. It has a nice fancy bottle again. And then we have this little hydrating serum. That's step number 3. So of course that's after, and that is supposed to be an age defying thing as well, kind of just help the wrinkles not show. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe I just won't squint anymore, anyway. So that's this little bottle. Yeah. This one, I kind of was like, oh man, I feel like this one's going to run out first before the other one. So, so that's number 3. And I like that, how it kind of blends in together with this one, which is the moisturizer. After I was using this one alone before, because I think I used to get the hydrating cream, but they were out of that for a while. And so I got this one instead alone. So I was using that, but then now I was able to get the whole set. But this and this actually, it kind of blends in good. Now I know why they have like 3 and 4. You put that and then it just kind of coats on good after that. And then, being with the weather changes and the dry air, it actually does great to moisturize my skin. And before, I was the type of person that didn't really take care of their skin. So now that I am, I can actually see the difference. So that's what I'm doing recently. Something that I kind of do, maybe if in between I'm not using those, or maybe those of us who are kind of low in funds, you know what I mean? I've done like a facial scrub. Yeah. And that is actually sugar scrub, a white sugar scrub. You can do brown sugar too. I like brown sugar better, but this one, I just did this one. And this one is actually a reusable, I think it was like a body butter container for doTERRA. So I just reused it, and I believe I put cedarwood and balance in there, and fractionated coconut oil. So I just kind of mixed that all together, and some people want to eat that. I don't suggest that, but that's your body. So those are the things that I kind of do once in a while. And or I've been using and trying that Barrage line, but this body facial scrub, I use that once in a while. So.
Sunshine used to do outside classes on the picnic tables at Green World where she worked. And she would do classes on teaching people how to make those scrubs and blends and stuff like that. I'll tell you, the women absolutely loved them. They loved those classes outside like that. They could bring their kids, the kids are running around and doing stuff. They could get coffee inside and treats. And then they sat at the picnic tables and did those classes. Wasn't that, I mean, Sunshine, I mean, wasn't that cool?
Yes, and it's something like this. I would get like, and then I would kind of decorate it like that.
And everybody paid so much to cover the cost of materials and stuff, you know.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I kind of plan on trying to get that going again, maybe like at my church or something. So DIYs.
Let's do it, and we can do it online as well. We just need to know the ingredients up front so we can have our oils and sugars and containers ready.
It's super easy. It's super easy.
So Bill, how would you like to share with us, please? Because I know you have you are situated in Hawaii, where I'm in Copenhagen, and Sunshine, you're in Portland, right?
Yes.
So you have a bit more sun than I do. I know we both have sunshine here, but I would love to hear your story.
So a real short background. Okay. I've always been into doing my own thing, taking care of myself, learning, reading manuscripts, studying everything I could my whole life about natural health, because I never trusted the healthcare system, right? So last time I went to a doctor was 2009. I did it for my daughter. And the doctor said, don't ever come back unless there's actually something wrong with you. That was the last time I went to a doctor. So when something comes up, right away, I research it and try to figure out what you can do with it, right? Well, I'm a golfer, and I decided to make the best of my retirement and become even a better golfer than anybody I knew that golfed with me, right? So I was spending 6, 7, 8 hours a day outside practicing my new golf techniques, right? And this was like over 2 months worth. What I didn't realize with the baseball cap on and short hair in the back of my neck was getting baked, right? But it never showed up. All of a sudden, one day, it felt like somebody had took a knife and started dragging it through into my neck. That's exactly what it felt like, right? And to say the least, it was extremely deep, probably 7, 8 layers deep tissue destruction, damage. It was so bad. Anyway, so I checked with the clinic, and they said, oh, yeah, this is not going to be fun for you. And I go, why is that? And they go, well, we're going to have to scrape away all of that tissue that's damaged and get down to tissue that's not damaged. And it's going to be very painful. And you're going to be, they kept going on. And I said, okay, thank you. I'll take care of it myself. So I hung the phone up. And then I researched skin and what you could do to help it, right? And that kind of thing. So the bottom line was I had to make my own blend of oils with like geranium, frankincense, lavender, cedarwood, and I actually add a little balance in there. And one of the blends, I put a little tea tree oil in there, but I didn't really need it. Anyway, and I went through 3 bottles of that blend in 3 months in order to heal everything that was destroyed in my neck. And I lost, I know at least 7 layers of skin at least. And I used a lot of really good like cocoa butter moisturizers and different moisturizers and that. But the bottom line is my neck now, the skin on the back of my neck is kind of like a baby's skin. It's so soft and pure and you know, whatever. And I never had to go into the doctor, never had to go to a hospital, never, you know, painful, yes, itching 24 hours a day, all night long, yes. but it would have been anyway. You know, they might have given me drugs and try to cover it up. And what do the drugs do?
Mhm.
Side effects, right? But I did it without it, right? So the bottom line is it hurt like crazy, but I knew the oils were doing what they're supposed to do, right? And when you know that, it's like you can handle the pain better, kind of, right?
Yes.
And when you know it's healing, your body and your mind kind of feel it like it's working, right? Now I had nobody to refer to. I didn't have anybody to advise me to suggest anything, because people come to me as a healer. That's what I am. I'm a healer, right? People come to me. So who am I going to go to, right? I didn't have anybody to go to, so I did what I always do. I researched it. I looked up all the oils, you know, what compounds are in them, what their ability is, you know, that type of thing. And I took care of it. And I've done that. I could give you 100 stories like that, but they're not all skin related.
Today we just do skin related. Yes. Yeah.
Yep. So that's it.
That's, yeah, amazing. Thank you.
How about you?
Well, first of all, I would say I've someone who's been really blessed in terms of my skin, because I've never had any problems, neither as a teenager or anything. So I don't need to actually have a routine in terms of that. I'll just wash my face and go out and have fun, right?
It's
So
cheating.
I have never ever done a facial. I've never had anything, and all the products you shared about, I'm interested in starting doing, but I don't have that routine. So mine is mostly like when an emergency happens or accidents happens, like yours, Bill. So first of all, I would say I recently discovered that Helichrysum. It is a bit bruised here, but I have it in a touch. And I had an accident where I actually cut my finger open and it was bleeding a lot. And I just heard somewhere that someone called this like liquid Band-Aid. So what I did was I just applied it on straight on the bleeding. It really stopped right away. I was like, wow, this is massive. Yes, and that's my next one, Bill. I have the correct X as well.
Has the Helichrysum in it.
And cuts and bruises. Yeah, I will use that one. And then when I share also, I talk about skin issues. I would always, and those were the ones you mentioned as well, Bill, were tea tree melaleuca, lavender, frankincense. So
Right.
I will do maybe once a month. I will do like coconut oil and put a few in and just give myself a facial, but it's really not a routine for me yet. But what has
the geranium is huge, believe it or not.
I don't
And most people don't even realize geranium has the power it does, but it is very, very powerful.
skin definitely.
And
Yeah.
it's kind of in the same family as rose oil.
Yes.
Geranium is, right.
Yeah.
So even though rose is probably 10 times more powerful, geranium is very powerful
Yes.
when you add it to the other oils.
Yes. Thanks. So the routine that I do have in terms of looking after my skin, it is I would eat my vitamins. That's the lifelong vitality resets. We can also talk about another tip where I think, well, healthy skin comes inside out from me. So I get the vitamins so
Yeah.
my body can take care of itself. And then I started doing dry skin brushing. And I would do that in the morning before I actually turn on the water. I'll just brush a little bit. And sometimes I would add a drop of frankincense or lavender or whatever and do that. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That sounds, I think I want to try that too, because I'm thinking for myself, I think because every winter, the air turns dry. So my skin starts getting dry and starts getting itchy. And so that's why I got the body butter, you know, because then you put a layer of moisture on your skin and it actually feels better. But that's a good idea, because then you know, some of the things I do in the shower is like the brush, like you're saying, but in the shower, not a dry brush.
Yeah.
So that sounds like that sounds like a good idea. I might try that to, and then you have the, what do you call it? The stone to get for your feet and everything and, all that. So I do that sometimes to get like all the dead skin off my feet because, you know, we wear we wear a lot of shoes around here anyway.
So one thing to think about, okay,
Yes.
the largest organ of your body is your skin. If you were to lay it out in a sheet, the number of square inches that made up that organ of your skin, and it's not thin, it has a lot of capillaries in it, it's thick, right? It makes all the other organs in your body look pretty teeny, right? So stimulating that organ, first of all, it's impossible to stimulate every square inch of it, but the more of it that you can stimulate, right, the better that skin can take care of all the other internal parts of your body, because it doesn't just float around on the outside, it's connected to every part of your body. That's why the aroma touch is so powerful, is because you're stimulating a large area of the body that is connected to the rest of your body.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Even for kind of getting dead skin, or recently I've been doing like baths, and putting that in there and soaking my body in that in the morning, and then doing like the scrub too, because then it's like taking all of that. And what's really it's kind of gross, but you know, after you drain the tub, you see like the ring around the tub because your dead skin, you know. I'm like, ew, I was sitting in that, but whatever, you know. It's funny, but that's something interesting, like, you know what I mean, like you're saying, all like your dead skin coming off, layers of it. It's like, oh, I do see that a lot.
So one little side note, I don't know if you remember this, Sunshine, but back in Haleiwa, when we used to do classes, we had Rochelle do a class for us on skincare, right? And we actually went through the whole skincare process from beginning to end. And as a guy, I wanted to take it too. I wanted to learn it and see what it was like. And most women go, guys don't care about that stuff. Wow, I learned so much. I learned how to do the whole process. And after I did that, I bought a kit and I started doing it on myself. My skin got so nice on my face, I was almost embarrassed. I'm not kidding you. It was like my skin on my face looks too good for a guy. You know?
Right.
It looks healthy.
Guys need, excuse me, guys need to learn it too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because the skin is the most important organ of your entire body.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. And I think as Signe was talking about, you know, of course, within, it's in the inside out. So sometimes that's why it's great, you know, that we, as doing doTERRA and promoting health to people, we need to teach, you know, people that it's not just the outside, but it's the inside out, because then it does, what you eat can actually show up on your face. Or, you know, we already know that. Say like say for instance, you eat a huge steak and you're just like, oh, you know, it shows on your face. But anyway, you get the point. I'm joking again. So anyway, I'll just be quiet.
Thank you. How about we'll say that was it for today, and we'll chat about another topic next time. I'll say
Excellent.